Wells. Now, you thought you heard something about Pickering? Wells is hitting 4 points short of 400. 25 home runs and now 41 base hits as she picks on an early offering and singles right back up the middle.
And she's just a freshman.
So Salura, after striking out Pickering, yields a quick single to Wells, and this brings on Ella Parker. 471 is her average.
You talked about a professional hitter.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Patty Gasso says about Ella Parker, a professional hitter. She swings a lot on her own. JT Gasso will come and work with her also, but she does a lot on her own.
She's got 15 home runs.
And listen to this. Last year, she was kind of out of the lineup with shin splints, and they found out she was probably wearing the wrong shoe.
I'll be darned. The LSU leader in home runs in the lineup tonight is Tori Edwards with 6.
That'll stay in the park.
It's hit deep, but caught in front of the warning track by Char Lorenz. She's got to contend with the sun out there for a while and played it nicely.
Yep, bad time of the day for the left side of the field, including third, shortstop, left field, coach's box.
This brings on Isabella Emmerling, a senior, hitting 462. The lowest batting average, the lowest in the lineup, is 324. And there are 7 400 hitters in this lineup. Can you believe that? I mean, we are in game 35. Over half the season is gone. And these numbers remain unbelievably gaudy for Florida, the Oklahoma offense.
Florida held the SEC record for home runs for 15 years. Of course, the Sooners have only been in the SEC a couple of years, but they are on a mission this year. That's a good-looking curveball right there.
That's the first time we've seen that pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, and she took something off of that. So that was an off-speed, 60 miles an hour, and that ball moved across the plate.
This would be a huge confidence builder for Salura if she can get out of the inning. Ground ball, pull foul. It's starting to become elbow to elbow everywhere you look in the ballpark. It's a beautiful sight, and a contingent of Oklahoma Sooner rooters are here as well in red.
Yeah, got a bunch in the outfield.
1-2 pitch, dribble to the left side.
From the Farmer Sooner.
Avery Hodge makes the play from third base. A good inning, a hit allowed to Wells, but that was one softball. Let's take a look at the way it lines up. Senior Jayla Lassiter plays center field. Sierra Daniel is at second base. Tori Edwards plays first base and hits third. Alex Franklin is in right field batting fourth, followed by shortstop Kylie Edwards and left fielder Char Lorenz. Macy Bergeron is hitting seventh. She's catching. The DP is Destiny Harris, and the third baseman is Avery Hodge batting ninth, and it's a lineup that's going to go against Audrey Lowry, who's won 15 of 16 decisions this year.
We're going to see a curve, a drop, and a rise from Audrey. She learned a lot as a freshman. She's throwing harder, attacking the zones. Gasso loves that she has a competitive spirit and she mixes speeds well.
An ERA of 2.09. This is her 11th start. She's had one complete game. This is her 19th appearance. Lassiter bangs it right back off the pitcher and legs it out for an...
Very aggressive lately, and I think it's paying off for them. Sometimes they look at a lot of good pitches.
Here's Sierra Daniel with a 337 average. Yvette, we've talked about it before, but to me, Sierra Daniel is one of those glue sticks that helps keep this Tiger offense and defense at its best.
Oh, no question. She's played a phenomenal second base. Lynn, there's only been 3 stolen bases. Okay, they've only stolen 3 against Oklahoma. Only 6 have been attempted. Is that crazy or what? Safe.
Daniel beats it out, and the Tigers have a couple of base hits to open the game. And we might have a quick review here.
I don't know. I don't see anybody coming out of the dugout.
I think she was safe. It's very close. The umpires have talked with both coaches, and so far we have had nothing that indicates we might have
I think we are now.
a challenge, but I believe we will.
What's strange is Beth came out first.
Well, the umpire went over to Beth Torina.
Are they saying Daniels is coming back up?
We have an illegally batted ball. We're going to bring the runner back to first. 1 ball and 1 strike on the bat.
Illegally batted ball.
I would
Need to
prefer
see
an
this
additional. I would prefer an additional explanation, wouldn't you?
Did it hit it twice in the box?
Well, Beth Torina got the first explanation.
Let's see here. Well, that's Beth asking. But, I mean, the only thing that I can think of is it hit the bat twice in the box. Otherwise, she'd be out.
So Daniel, who apparently had legged out the bunt, is recalled to the plate. Both coaches seem satisfied with the explanation. I would have appreciated a little more elaboration, but that's okay. We'll try to get that.
As I said, the guy in blue's always in charge. No matter what we think. Let's see. Here we go. So.
Oh, she stepped out of the box with her left
there you go.
foot.
And now that's just a strike. Used to be an out.
Well, that was clearly the foot coming out of the batter's box.
There's a pass ball.
That ball gets through the catcher, Kendall Wells. And so Lassiter moves up. He was the first to get a runner in scoring position. And the 2-2. Oh, a really good off-speed pitch. That was a remarkable changeup.
Yeah, 60 miles an hour, great change of speed. Patty Gasso is coming out already, seeing something she doesn't quite like. Calling timeout.
That's a really
just a
effective pitch.
Yeah, not only the change of speed, just a great location.
By the way, Yvette, Patty Gasso is on the verge of joining even more elite company. Her next victory will be number 1,600. 1,600 career victories. Only 2 coaches in the history of the game have more than that.
Phenomenal record. And she's going to be the Team USA Olympic softball coach, head coach.
Aren't they going to play most of that, if not all of it, in Oklahoma?
Yeah, weird. The games are in Los Angeles, but softball will be in Oklahoma. Of course, the venue there is the premier venue for softball in the country.
So Lassiter is at second base with 1 out, and here's Tori Edwards hitting .259, 6 homers, 24 driven in. Still waiting to find that offensive rhythm and flow and production that she had as a freshman. .324 is her average with runners in scoring position. She's got one there now.
Lowry really working that drop ball. She needs to bring it up just a tad. Not throwing that for strikes when she needs a strike.
That one cauterizes the outside edge. One out, a runner at second base. We are scoreless, bottom of the first. Oklahoma and LSU. Edwards lays off of it.
See the movement on that rise ball. Out of the zone though. Not working ahead, so she doesn't get the benefit of her big movement.
That pitch is dribbled to the right side, and the play made at first base. Agbayani made the play at second base over to Emmerling. Lassiter is an error or a wild pitch or a pass ball or a base hit away from scoring at third base with 2 outs. And here is Alex Franklin hitting .262. She's had 2 homers. Remarkably, she's had 5 triples. And that is so rare.
Yep, softball ballparks don't really acclimate themselves to triples, but you have to be fast to get a triple.
Edwards is on deck, hoping to get an at bat here. 2-0 on Alex Franklin.
Franklin doesn't get cheated. She hits the ball really hard.
She stands farther away from the plate than most hitters.
3-0.
Those last couple of pitches have been close, but they have not covered the plate. Let's see if she's taking here. My guess is yes. And there's ball 4, so a quickly issued pass brings Kylie Edwards to the plate. And the Tigers are very happy to have this young lady at the plate with runners on the corners and 2 outs.
Red hot Tiger. She has been I'm not going to say surprise because that's why they transferred her in, but she has been phenomenal lately. She's played an excellent shortstop, and we talked about her in the opener. She's the hottest Tiger hitter right now.
LSU only has one Tiger currently on a hitting streak, and that's Destiny Harris, who has hit safely in 3 straight games. She's batting in the 8th slot.
First and third, Tigers not electing to run. We talked about the phenomenal job behind the plate. Only 3 stolen bases so far this year. That's kind of unbelievable.
And you say they've tried only 6?
Yes. Just some stats that you just shake your head at.
There's a one-hopper to the left side, picked up by Barker, over to Emmerling for the out. LSU leaves runners on the corners. We go to the second inning. Oklahoma nothing, LSU nothing, as we move on from Tiger Park in Baton Rouge. Really competitive over the years.
Absolutely. My most memorable game is in the Women's College World Series, 13-inning game that the Tigers won.
And here's perhaps a little bit of trivia that has slipped out of people's minds. That 71-game winning streak a few years ago for Oklahoma was stopped by which team? Your old team.
Oh, yeah. The Raging Cajuns, Louisiana's Raging Cajuns.
Salura has found the strike zone a couple of times to Gabby Garcia. Garcia is one of those youngsters. She's a sophomore, 15 home runs. By the way, that's tied for the top spot among shortstops. Those 15 homers among shortstops everywhere.
I think it's important. Of course, it's always important in every game, but especially against the Sooners, you have to get ahead early. Have to. We talk about big movement out of the zone. Well, you don't get to use that if you're behind in the count. So,
well, your point is illustrated by the fact that Oklahoma has only trailed 9 times the entire year and has come back to win each of those 9 games.
Yeah, they don't panic when you look at their offensive numbers.
You can't be generous from the circle against this team.
No.
The first 5 batters in the Oklahoma order have all hit double-figure home runs. Edwards gets the job done at shortstop.
And Salura's doing her job. You know why? Because she's getting ground ball outs.
One out. We are scoreless in the top of the second average. Second inning, I should say. Look at this 442 batting average. That's as a team. That's not a misprint. And there is 8 runs a game. On-base percentage at .534. That's incredible. Slugging percentage at .926. That's as a team. And 129 home runs. leading Division I in all of those categories we just showed you.
Kai Miner is the stolen base leader on this Sooner team. She's 11 for 13.
Agbayani tried to kind of chop that one. Where have all the slappers gone?
There's still room for them, but you can't just touch and go anymore.
And I think really the strength, the progress, the emphasis on hitting for power and average
Changed everything.
It has changed everything, and quite honestly, these hitters are just more capable than they used to be.
Well, the pitching's not as good. There, I said it.
Here come the cards and letters. I can feel it.
I'm talking nationwide.
Yeah, I understand. Do you think the pitching has dropped off a little bit, or the hitting has improved that much?
Well, I think it's a combination of both. I think that, I listen to everybody's opinion. Monica Abbott thinks that, pitchers, they play 5-inning games now in travel ball, and so they don't know how to get a hitter out the second and third time through the lineup. I think the strike zone is dramatically smaller.
Lorenz chases this one down and makes the play.
I think pitchers can't hit their spots anymore, and that's a huge problem. It doesn't do you any good if you have 5 pitches and you can't throw strikes.
Do you think the emphasis on velocity has taken away control?
Maybe. But you don't ever talk about, slow it down. You want them to throw as hard as they can, but still all about the spin. The ball's got to move through the zone.
Barker with a late cut.
That's a great looking drop ball right there from Salura. See that pitch again. Just enough. And it was at 70 miles an hour.
Nobody will get to this.
So 70 miles an hour has a little bit of something to do with it.
Yes, it does.
You're 43 feet away by the time she strides. It's not 43 feet anymore.
Two strikes, 2 outs, a runner at first base. No score. Top base hit. Struck Monday.
At 11 a.m. Everybody needs to remember that.
A strike to Char Lorenz, the first hitter for the Tigers in the second. 11 in the morning tomorrow and 11 in the morning on Sunday. Those are the game times. There's a rocket, but it misses fair territory.
Huge country concert going on in Tiger Stadium tomorrow night. So
tomorrow, and pardon me, Yvette, tomorrow's game will be available on the SEC Network. Sunday's game at 11 in the morning will be available on ESPN.
Big dogs coming in.
Here's Lorenz.
We're just some little puppies on the porch.
Glad to be here, though.
Always.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see what Char Lorenz can do. That's upstairs. She's hitting .269. This is her 32nd start. So she's only missed 1 game. 14 driven in.
It might have been Tuesday night. I don't think she was in the starting lineup Tuesday night, but I could be wrong.
That was a 9-0 swift win over Louisiana Tech.
Tigers had a midweek game.
The 3-2 pitch. Poked into right field. It's going to carry out to the right fielder, Ella Parker.
Good contact, but an atom hit.
Let's take a look at Oklahoma defensively. Abby Dayton in left field. Kai Miner, the center fielder. Ella Parker in right. Sydney Barker is at third base. Gabby Garcia, the shortstop. Ilana Agbayani is the second baseman. Isabella Emmerling is at first base. And the freshman Kendall Wells is behind the plate.
Okay, so you've been marveling over all kind of stats. Fielding percentage for Oklahoma, 981.
Oh, my goodness. 2 balls and no strikes on Macy Bergeron.
Patty Gasso was a third base, played third base for Long Beach, and I think she's in charge of the infield, and she's always had just top-notch infielders.
Bergeron was just a little bit out in front of that pitch. She'd like to see one right there again. Only 10 teams have a better defensive fielding percentage than Oklahoma.
Well, that's the 10 teams that probably have a ton of strikeouts every night.
Garcia picks it up at shortstop and guns it quickly over to Emmerling.
This is not a pitching staff that K's a lot of people. Highest strikeout total is this young lady, Lowry, 52 strikeouts in 67 innings coming into this game. So it's not an eye-popping number there.
But it helps when you induce a lot of fielding opportunities and you're collecting a 981 fielding percentage. Was that the off-speed a little bit?
58 miles an hour.
Yep. Excellent pitch to start Destiny Harris.
Out of the zone, but completely fooled her. Just mixes speeds perfectly. And we want to say welcome back to Jen Rocha in the Oklahoma dugout, pitching coach that is cancer-free now. I think this is her first appearance of the season for the Sooners.
It is. Congratulations to her.
Gave her a big hug before the game, and everybody in the country is breathing a sigh of relief for that family.
The 0-2 pitch just off the plate. Harris is only making her 11th start, but she checks in tonight with a 375 average.
She's been impressive when she comes in. She's working her way into the lineup. You want to play? Produce. Oh, bringing her back.
That's a foul ball. The umpire clearly indicating that was off the end of the bat.
And you know, coaches make lineups on how you practice every day. You earn your position every day.
Oklahoma, nothing. LSU. Abby Dayton at the bottom of the order is the first hitter. And a strike from CC Salura,
who's been awfully good so far.
She's thrown 5 of 9 first pitch strikes. Overall, 71% of her dealings have been strikes. So that's a good number. That one just misses tight.
I think Salura is finally settling down. I expected big things for her. She brought San Diego.
For Oklahoma, they've all been singles. And back to the top of the order we go for Cassidy Pickering. She spells her first name K-A-S-I-D-I. Cassidy.
Her mama spelled it that way.
I like it. I've never seen a Cassidy spell like that. First pitch swinging, and that's a parking lot souvenir. Did you ever chase baseballs or softballs when you were a kid outside the ballpark?
I was the back girl.
Okay, so you had duties inside the ballpark.
Yep.
But there's a whole different
Probably.
society of kids out there in the parking lot chasing down those foul balls.
I don't know if they still give free Cokes out. Ain't nothing free no more, Lynn.
No. In case you haven't noticed, times is hard.
But nobody's walking 5 miles in the snow to school that we know of.
That's true. Where does it snow anymore? The 1-2 pitch. Picked up by Edwards. She steps on the bag for the out.
Kind of a tricky ground ball there, and I didn't know if she was going to judge it correctly, but she did.
Here's Kendall Wells. 25 home runs. That is not a misprint on the graphic. She has a home run every 4 at-bats.
Patty Gasso said she came to OU developed. Didn't take much to get her ready. She said she is more ready than Lauren Chamberlain as a freshman. That's a big statement.
So here's what they're talking about, I'm assuming. You've got a base open with the nation's best home run hitter coming to the plate. So LSU, I'm sure, is talking about what they want to do with her. Either walk her intentionally, semi-intentionally walk her, or have a very definite plan on how they want to pitch to her.
As we said in the opener, pick your poison. Who are you going to pitch around?
Nobody. Wells had a quick single back in the first inning. So Beth Torina has discussed how they want to work against Wells.
I don't think I've ever seen this. Give us a quick shot in right field. Alex Franklin, all the outfielders were getting together. She just left her glove out there and ran over to center field. I'm not quite sure I've ever seen that. Look at that.
Maybe that's to mark her spot when she goes back defensively. All right, the leading home run hitter in the country by a big, big margin is at the plate.
Talk about marking her spot. Look at the shift on the outfield. That right field line is.
And now Franklin's moving over towards center field even more.
Lassiter is in left center. Kind of closed the gap there a little bit, but gosh, she could drive about 5 Mack trucks down the right field line.
Salura delivered it inside. Now she works it outside, 2-0. It would be a mistake to put one over the plate here in her wheelhouse.
And they talk about her mishits go out.
Lassiter came right at her.
Well, a little change of speed there at 60 miles an hour. You see that ball spinning away like a cue ball. Took something off of that pitch.
And that's just cued off the end of the bat. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out. A Sooner at second base. That's Dayton.
That ball was on a lot of white.
It was.
But she threw off her timing.
The pitch. Whacked foul off to the right side. No play. Wills had a single in the first. Minor did the same thing in the second. Dayton has opened the third with a base hit.
Still looking for a score in this game.
She came back in and got the ball in on the hands. That's the place where she can hurt you least.
Yep, it's a great pitch right there.
The 2-2 pitch, the make it happen pitch. Popped up right side. Tori Edwards is calling for it, now gets out of the way, and Sierra Daniel makes the play where the grass meets the dirt on the infield. And that's an excellent, excellent job of pitching to Kendall Wells.
Absolutely. Talk about hitting your spots. She just did that. Kept her off balance with a changeup or change of speed.
Here's trouble again, though, in Ella Parker. 457 with runners in scoring position is what Ella Parker has produced so far this year. That's right down Main Street for a strike.
Again, what we talked about. So important to work ahead. Ella Parker is a pitcher that is an athlete. She throws too.
That's a little bit inside. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. We are scoreless. Oklahoma and LSU. Top of the third. Sooners have a runner in. So we remain scoreless. Oklahoma and LSU, zilch apiece.